Alright, yeah, listen, before this video gets completely deep and intense, I've got a little deal for you. If you order anything from the Soulpiety website in the next 24 hours, starting right now, you'll get a 30-second sketch from both Pean and I. Eh?
What do you think of that?
Now, in 25 years, those sketches are going to be worth some big bucks.
I'll be doing intimate drawings of Moment.
And I'll be doing intimate drawings of Pean. Should we do a nude? Oh, if you're over 18, you might get a nude.
I have sent nudes.
You might get a nude drawing of Pean. They might not, because I really don't know how I feel about those legal ramifications. But you'll get a sketch. Now let's get into this really intense topic where I get mad about stuff.
All right, intensity,
yes,
rising.
It's rising, yeah. I hate this.
Very tense. Immediately tense.
We need to talk about the future of tricking. Whoa. Before we get into this, let me give you a little bit of context. This is Pean. Pean is an artiste of many forms. Sometimes he does fantastic tricks.
Way out in the range alone, so far where you are that you know walk and see the sun. It's a journey, not a sight and sound. When it ignites your path.
Sometimes he does e-paintings for the biggest companies in the industry. Sometimes he's a great film photographer. And sometimes he makes incredible films about the aforementioned topics.
This is tricking.
That's me, Ahmed. We live together. I do stuff too, but just allow it. We're here to discuss a particular video that Pean made, titled The Future of Tricking. If you haven't watched it, what are you doing, man? Stop this video, go and watch it, links in the description, then come back to this video and settle in for a roller coaster of a ride. Now you're up to speed. Let me just start off by saying I personally fuck with what Adrenaline is doing, and I think it has the potential of doing great things for trickers. But that's all I'm going to say because we rambled on about this for quite some time. So here's what we had a little chinwag about. This is not Pean's place.
This is Ahmed's lair.
This is the... Pean made a masterpiece, some may say. Not me, because I thought it was a bit shit. What is this video?
What is it?
What is it?
Basically, it's like tricking is developing. Some people are trying new things. It's a video about one of those new things that someone is trying and using that as a frame to talk about not just that event, but also tricking as a whole and its future.
Explain the turn of events that led to you making this video. I want everything from start to finish.
It's Christmas Day, 1993. I made Big. Check out my documentary Big on tricking and its culture in general. It features Ahmed. Yeah, so maybe watch it because Ahmed's in it.
Yeah, it's got loads of me in it. And I'm doing really stupid things. The link to that is also Jesus Christ. This is just going to be some insane advertisement.
No, okay. It's two things, right? It's Big and this, and they're like linked to each other. So I made Big just because I wanted to. I did all right. Maguire Kane, who runs Adrenaline, asked me if I would then make something about Adrenaline. I was like, interesting. And of course, my first thought was I didn't know that much about Adrenaline at the time, but I thought, very interesting opportunity to go see what Adrenaline is like. Try and be as objective as possible, make something based on that. I was kind of, going out on a limb, and I thought it'd be really interesting for me as filmmaker and tricker, someone who cares about the culture and everything, to go there, make it, see it, and try and, progress myself both in filmmaking and knowledge of what's happening in tricking and all of that. So I said, yeah, went out to California and made the thing.
Okay, so I didn't know what to think. Obviously I've heard these different points of view where it's like, I'm hearing this from these people, i.e. loop kicks. I'm hearing this from these people, i.e. Adrenaline, and that's kind of what all of this stems from. That whole feud and scenario that went on many, many moons ago has now kind of taken over because everything that's been said is all hearsay. Nobody knows the actual truth. Not in the wider community. There's a handful of people, I assume, between those two parties who know what's true and what is not. But no one's ever going to really know, I don't think.
Yeah.
But it's then kind of shrouded the good things that are happening, and it means that anything positive that can come from Adrenaline has kind of just been tainted by this possibility of some negative shit happening, and I think that's completely wrong.
Yeah, I mean, for some people in tricking that know, like Luke Hicks and Adrenaline have like some kind of beef at whatever point, to whatever extent, with certain members. To me, that's kind of irrelevant to the documentary. That's like a personal thing between two events in tricking. There is tricking as a whole around the whole world. Like, I'm not going to get into that, especially as Ahmed says, none of us know the truth. I try to make a documentary where people are giving their actual opinions and talking about what's actually happening. I'm not going to start getting into hearsay and gossip. That's just not really, it doesn't fit. I say, you know, I think Adrenaline's doing something interesting, something that could be good for trickers. I don't start saying Adrenaline's amazing, Adrenaline's that. I try and let the documentary speak for itself and people come to their own conclusion about, does this seem like something good, like something that's worth supporting or considering? Yeah, Adrenaline flew me out to make it, but I tried to be as neutral as possible, really, on it. Literally, they let me just go there and film and make what I made, and they didn't ask me to do anything. The only thing they asked is, can you put a thing at the end that says, visit the Adrenaline website? And I thought, that's fair. Did that. The rest of it is completely what I thought. Most people really seem to like the video. Yeah. I have nothing against negative posting or like criticism or whatever. Like, I don't expect anyone or want anyone to all think it's perfect. That's not the goal at all. The goal of it is literally to put stuff out there to help tricking, whether it's just to inspire somebody more like, you know, big and show the culture, or this just to start a conversation about a thing that's happening, but just to help tricking in some way. You know, I happen to think that this thing's kind of cool. It's for tricking, and this is just happens to cover one thing that happens to be Adrenaline. But this is about, for me, it's misinformation, and I want to give anything that's happening in tricking a fair shot. And I see people not giving it a fair shot, and really, it's about that. I think that's what we've been getting frustrated about. People like jumping to conclusions.
The reason this has happened is because, as Pean said, it's a conversation. This video is a way of saying, right, I think it's really important that as the Garrison, we're not just here, just this content machine where we just kind of, we just keep churning things out and don't take a second to step back and have the wider discussion with everybody. I think complete transparency from all sides of the Garrison is really important, because we are involved in so many different things, and every few days I'm in a different country and I'm doing this and I'm doing that and I'm meeting these people and I'm seeing what these people are doing, and I'm not just like, oh yeah, this is great for me. Everything that I do, I always have the tricking community in the forefront of my mind. Whether you believe it or not, that's your own prerogative, but I can only speak truth for myself. One of the main issues, the fact that the title of the video is called The Future of Tricking. I may be wrong.
No, yeah, you're right actually. So yeah, like, it's called The Future of Tricking because, as I said, like, it focuses heavily on what Adrenaline is doing as a way to discuss things that are happening in tricking. And to call it The Future of Adrenaline would be like not what it is. It says I tried to cover all of these points. Like, I had all of this in mind when making the video, and if you actually watch it, at no point do I say Adrenaline is the future of tricking, because that is not the truth. Adrenaline is one potential aspect of the future of tricking. When I'm saying future of tricking, I'm talking about this discussion, I'm talking about the next gen, Tundra, events that are trying to do new things. That's the future of tricking. Yeah, that's what I mean.
It's going to be tricking, but further down the line. It's as simple as that. That's it. I've seen comments where people are kind of saying, tricking is adrenaline and adrenaline is tricking. That's not what was said.
It was a good opportunity to cover topics we've been discussing for years. It's not new that people are opposed to companies trying to, like, in any way monetize tricking. Like, they feel like the soul of tricking is gone or something. And for the people that are super deep into tricking, that are devoting their lives to it, to be some of the best in the world, they're doing practically a different thing to the people that do it on a Sunday with their homies. If tricking doesn't find a way for it to get monetized, those people are like, they're getting fucked. This is for the people that are really trying to make something of themselves within tricking. Like, this is a way for them to have an opportunity, and one new opportunity that doesn't affect anything else, to do that. And without those, I feel like there's a kind of a ceiling almost.
If no one's trying new shit, nothing new will happen.
Yeah, like even if it, you know, if things don't work, like, yeah, if no one tries, then yeah, tricking is just like at a standstill. Like, I'd say also look at all the people, the members in the community that do go to adrenaline and that seem to think it's a good thing. It's like key people in the community. You know, doesn't that say something about it? And like maybe that they seem to think it might be good or whatever. Like, I just don't see why people get so mad that someone might make money from tricking. And yeah, someone has to run that business. And yeah, maybe that person isn't as deep into like just tricking as the people that they're flying out to do it. But someone has to do it, like to run adrenaline, try and pay these trickers and grow this thing. Yeah, it costs money.
Yeah, it costs a lot of money. And it's like, yo, listen, if you disagree, if you've got the answers, please do it.
Yeah, do it and make an awesome thing for tricking. Like,
do that. This is going a little bit off topic from just your video, but like I see so many comments from people saying, you know, if so-and-so is making tricking into a business, it's gonna mean that negative things will happen. It's just fluff. When you make this video, what was the purpose of the video in your head?
I didn't know. The purpose in my head was I was given an opportunity that I thought I shouldn't pass up.
And then you go there, you got all this footage.
Yeah, well, okay, so I went there.
Okay, yes.
So I went to adrenaline, and all I knew about adrenaline was a couple things that people had told me. I had no first-hand experience, so obviously, you know, people tell me things and that forms, you know, some kind of impression of what I might expect to see, but I have not really made an opinion because how could I? So I wait and see, and the whole week I was really just trying to understand adrenaline. I was asking, you know, I was talking to everybody because, you know, we're all homies, and you know, adrenaline comes up. I kind of figure out, like, you know, what trickers think about it. I talk to McGuire, I talk to his family, try and figure out what they're doing, where they're coming from, and I'm just trying to, you know, figure the whole thing out and make my own opinion about it. That completely influenced the video I made. When I was there, I had no idea what the video would be when I came back. The video that it was going to be depended on that, and what I saw was something that I thought was pretty interesting, that definitely had a lot of good points to talk about. You can make the video like 2 hours long, you know, talk about everything. I try to make a concise thing that covered a bunch of important key notes.
There was no point where you said,
nothing is definitive.
This is it.
Yeah.
Because there's a whole section where I'm rambling on for about 3 minutes, where I'm saying tricking can be everything. It can be anything you want it to be. Yeah. Whatever you want tricking to be, it will be.
It's that for you. It's already that for you, and it can remain that for you forever.
I have a couple of things that I want to clear up as well from my perspective, because I don't want people thinking I'm out here as some money hungry, the most important thing in the world is money, because at the end of the day, if money were no object, I would be doing exactly this, but 10 times over. I really don't think there's anything special in particular about me that means that I should be getting paid for this, because whenever I talk about how certain athletes should be getting paid just to train and to be able to just push this sport as far as it can go, it's got nothing to do with me. I am not thinking about me at all. I'm thinking of people like Michael Guthrie, Ilya Vitorin, Slava, Alexander Anderson, Johan, Shosei. So many names that come to mind that are just incredible athletes that deserve to not have to work in some job that they hate and be able to just do what they love and push something. I'm not saying everybody should just get paid, but what I'm saying is there's certain people who have done so much, they put so much time, so much effort, so literal blood, sweat and tears into this, and they've inspired me to build a life for myself. Whether they're younger, older, it doesn't matter. I'm looking up to a 13-year-old kid right now. I think that 13-year-old kid, if he has had such an impact on a grown-ass man, he deserves to get cut some kind of check. It's got nothing to do with me. This is bigger than me. It's bigger than the Garrison. It's about what this sport has the potential to do for people. I know how much tricking has changed my life. When I was younger, I was rolling around in a tracksuit, I had my hand down my trousers at all times. I thought I was a bad man. I was just an awful human being. I knew a guy that would stab somebody for £50. £50!
You never told me that.
Yeah. Everybody who has had tricking as a big part of their life, it has changed and influenced, and I want that opportunity to be given to more people. And I truly believe that if tricking is a more legitimized thing, It means that it can touch more and more people's lives. It can continue to change my life. I'm sorry, I'm going off on a tangent, but eventually I want to be able to fly trickers out, to pay them for their time, make a video with them, and make something dope. I want to be able to pay trickers for things like that. Right now it's literally not a possibility, because trust me, I'm out here struggling, dude. You see me wasted away, you already know what it is. But oh God, I've gone so far off topic, but like...
No, I think you're exactly on topic, really, like that's...
And I see adrenaline. I'm not saying adrenaline is the only way to do that. Basically, there's so many different answers to what the future of tricking is. This is merely one thing.
I mean, it's kind of it, I guess.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you want to discuss?
Tricking is where it is now because people had open minds to change, and to change over and over again, and it's gotten us further than we were before.
Yeah.
Basically just to keep an open mind to tricking changing, because if it's the same, it's not going anywhere, so...
The next video that's coming out on the channel is actually going to be about that, kind of. It's about change. I just want to thank Pean for his time and for sharing his thoughts and opinions on this matter. This is really important to me because change is hard, change is tough, but you shouldn't be scared. Goddamn lovely Pean, all of his work, various different things that he does are going to be in the description. Follow him on Instagram.
Please, seriously.
Yeah.
It's good.
Don't lie to the people.
Look. Just look.
Just have a look. It might be shit, it might be great. You tell me.
Keep an open mind.
Woo! Let us know in the comments if you agree, if you disagree, if you couldn't care less. Just let me know. But we'll both be responding. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe because.
Or it gets like this.
Oh man, these rings. Whoa! Well, there's no because. Just do it. All right.
Yeah.
Do it. Okay.
Or it gets mad.
I said do it. Don't.
God shuffled the cards, dealt me a hand with impossible odds. Put an obstacle course up, look, and I conquered them all. With minimal effort, I'm